This is the 2021 Brewtubers Online Brewers Club Yeast Experiment number 1, Drop Kveik Nate Pale Ale. Thank you to our sponsors, Imperial Yeast, 5 Star Chemicals, Beer and Wine Hobby Homebrew Supply Store, Brewing America, all stainless steel mash paddle sponsors. Also Hopsteiner and Yakima Chief Hops. Get brewing.
What's up, everybody? Nate here. I'm back for another 2021 Brewtubers Yeast Experiment round number 1 review. This one is from main beer guy Gary, Tapout Brewing. Sweet little label. Out of Naples, Florida. Let's see, what do we got here? We got a 1052 starting gravity, final of 1007, so another dry one. He's got estimated ABV, calculated ABV of 5.9. IBUs, he's saying 64.3. Okay, so we've got Citrus King from Maniacal Yeast, and this yeast is elusive as far as getting information on it. I looked all over the internet and couldn't find much of anything on it. As far as I understand, it was like a limited or a one-time release from Maniacal. Gary got his hands on it, propagated it, built it up, kept some back, and I don't think he did a starter before he pulled it out of his fridge. So what does he say? This version was fermented with Citrus King from Maniacal Yeast, which was underpitched and fermented at 75 degrees Fahrenheit. It was brewed on April 2nd, fermented for 8 days, dry hopped for 7 days, and then kegged on the 17th of April. So, we'll see. I know he wasn't really happy with it, and we'll see what we think. I mean, some people think their beers suck, and other people's, opinions are completely different. So, it's pouring pretty clear. Actually, kind of a clean-looking beer. The carbonation is rocking. This is not a nucleated glass, so no favors are being done for the beers. So there's quite a bit of haze, actually, now that I'm looking at it in the glass, but it isn't super hazy. It's not as bad as Wally's was on the haze department. Color is great, very DKN-esque color. Head is just banging, so great looking beer so far. Good beer to look at. Let's get an aroma. Okay, so definitely getting some kind of tropical notes out of that. Quite a bit of citrus, actually, like orange, like fresh orange. Maybe a slight hint of what we experienced in Wally's beer, which was that kind of, horse blanket, Band-Aid kind of character. So, but it's kind of lurking in the background. It's not like right out in front, so it makes me have hope. When I dive in and get the old covered nose, the covered glass aroma, I do pick up more on that off flavor, so off aroma. So let's see what it tastes like. Cheers, Gary. Yep. Okay. Certainly coming through in the flavor department. So the aroma is actually it was promising. It except for that slight hint. But in the flavor, it's definitely more present. It's not out front still. I guess you get a little tease of it at the beginning, in the middle, and then the aftertaste is it subsides quite a bit. So the aftertaste is probably the most pleasant part of that whole experience. Mouth feels nice, for finishing so dry. It's not leaving me so parched that I'm like, dry to the bone. But yeah, man, it's so close. It's like, it's almost not underpitched, but it does have that kind of underpitched characteristic. The stressed yeast, gotta go back to that with what I said about Wally's beer. Stressing your yeast is never a good thing. So, all right, you want to make yeast are kind of lazy, I think, even though they do so much work. I think they want to be at like that happy middle ground where they don't have to over reproduce in order to kind of take on the sugars, and they don't want to be so saturated that they barely have to do anything. So I don't know, it's a happy balance, and like I said, we're still trying to figure this Kveik stuff out. So cheers, Gary, thanks for your entry, and bummer that it picked that funky stressed yeast character out, but hey, what can you do? Cheers, man. See everybody on the next one. Yeah. Almost made it.